well done. Keep up the good work, guys. You're doing exceptionally well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tackle the concept of developing sales decks. We're going to dig down really deep. So the 3 sales decks that we're going to look at creating is 3 different levels. So look at your organization, look at your markets, industry, etc. Think about the different levels of people that you need to communicate with. So my experience, I mean, virtually every single industry, in fact, I've never come across an industry that needs more than the 3 levels of sales decks, right? So the way that we've designed it is we have a top tier sales deck, which is what we call our C-suite sales deck for like the CEO, etc. That's a strategic look. That takes a very strategic look, and we need to sort of have a look at our mission and values. We need to speak to them about the big change that's coming, and it's all about looking at strategy, the big picture. That's what that sales deck's all about. So our CEO, our C-suite sales deck is all about big picture, looking at the big picture. Second level down, we've got our second tier, or our, let's call it our middle management or our buyer sales deck. Now, our buyer sales deck is all about return on investment. It's all about proving that you can actually do it. It's all about demonstrating that the claims that you make, so let's say, for example, you say you can offer this positive transformation, well, prove it with testimonials, recorded testimonials. Now, think about the power of a recorded testimonial, okay? A recorded testimonial gives you another 93% of additional communication, because as you know, 7% of communication is the words we use, and the rest is tone of voice, body language, etc. So by recording a testimonial, there's amazing trust transference. The entire message is transferred. In other words, the trust, the full 100% of the trust in that referral is transferred. So we're now talking about developing these 3. So we've got the C-suite, middle tier, and then we've got the user sales deck. Now the user sales deck is amazing. The user sales deck is the one where it's an interactive, practical, demonstration-driven sales deck. In other words, we need to understand what are the specific challenges that the users are experiencing, and then we need to say, okay, so with the demonstration, we need to show you how our product is a better option. So what sales decks actually do for us is they give us the ability to scale our organization, okay, so we can execute at scale. Now let's think about what that means. In order to execute at scale, we can't focus on 1 million customers. We need to tailor. So like I said to you, the secret of a multi-channel communication strategy is not in the fact that, yes, of course, there's a place for a spray and pray strategy. I mean, I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying it's got to be a very small part. Sales has changed dramatically in the last couple of years. People now find all the information they need on the internet. Customers are very informed. So the way we approach our customers is very, very different. Sales, the way sales has changed since the 70s, from very much transactional type selling to today where it's integrative selling. In other words, you need to find ways to become that additional resource to your customers so that you can indeed integrate into their businesses. Now, in order to do this, you've got, or what we're busy doing at the moment is we're saying, how can we support us to integrate into our customers' business? How can we support our efforts to make sure that we add value consistently to our customers? How can we ensure that we wow all of our customers, that we create that unforgettable customer experience? How can we attract new customers? How can we create awareness? How can we engage our customers at each stage of the sale as it moves through our sales funnel? So these are the critical things that a sales deck does for you. But let's talk about now how we can execute at scale. So the first most powerful tool, or should I rather say one of the really amazing tools available to us, is the telephone. You see, mostly, what do we generally think about the telephone? Telephone is there to, as the final step, to arrange the meeting. Yes, of course, that's what it does. But as part of a multi-channel communication strategy, it is a crucial element. It's one of the very important facets where you get to communicate using tone of voice and verbal connection. So it's a really crucial part of any multi-channel communication strategy. It's so important, in fact, that we've created an entire module around effectively using the telephone to do two things. Because remember, we've got existing customers and we've got new customers, and we need to understand that telephone is a really powerful tool with existing customers for follow-up. Because remember, the moment we phone an existing customer and try to arrange a face-to-face meeting, what do they go? Oh, hour out of my day. But if we can make short, powerful telephone calls with purpose, where we're following up to thank customers for orders, or we're following up with vital information, or we're following up to explain a challenge that we've discovered, or a change in the market, or a change in industry that could affect their business, we can do that over the phone. So, like I said, it's such an important part of your multi-channel communication strategy that we've got an entire module which will show you how to leverage the phone to maximum advantage. Second thing you need to do is, when we're designing effective sales decks, they've got to be designed to provide the right information, and it's got to be delivered at the perfect time to the right person every time. So, as you understand, like I said to you, the secret of making a multi-channel communication strategy work is tailoring, customization, personalization. Because these, think about your own experience. When you receive, and I know in my case, I receive over 300 unsolicited emails a day. In fact, because I've become so ruthless, because there's just so much of this stuff, you try to unsubscribe unsuccessfully. So what I recommend is you don't want to be just another message, just another email, just another thing that's going to get deleted or irritate your customers. You want to make sure that you understand your customers' unique needs, values, and expectations to such a degree that you're indeed able to tailor the message, to make a heading. So email is another crucial part of a multi-channel communication strategy. But it's not something where you just send unsolicited emails. It's a focused, targeted process where you know exactly what the challenges are. You tailor the message with a heading that is related to what you know is important to that individual. Because it's so tailored and targeted, it's not one of those 300 emails that's just going to be deleted. It's something that's going to attract attention. It's something that's going to get somebody to take action. And that's exactly what we want to do with our multi-channel communication strategy. Is we never want to irritate our customers with our myriad of different ways of communicating with them. But we definitely want to keep them engaged. We definitely want to provide the right information at the perfect time. Another crucial part of a multi-channel communication strategy is social selling. Now, social selling obviously includes social media channels. Now, this is where you've got to be a little bit hesitant, right? So when we use social media, remember, think about where people's headspace is. Facebook, private. So be very wary what you use Facebook for, right? So Facebook is something where, let's say for example, you wanted to use Facebook advertising. You can target exactly the customer, almost down to the individual. You can put a message in front of a specific individual. So let's say you're looking at new customers. You've got your Magnificent 50. Remember, we've got 50 customers because that's the amount of customers that we can give our undivided attention to. So we call it our Magnificent 50. So we focus on this Magnificent 50 and we ensure that we support them. We provide all the information to help to accelerate the velocity of deals through our sales pipeline. Email's a very important part of that, right? Social selling is an important part. Using the telephone is a crucial part of that process. But let's talk about using social selling. So social selling, as you know, LinkedIn is the business place where people do business. So there's an entire process. Like I said, social selling is another element of a multi-channel communication strategy, it is such a crucial element that we've also built an entire module teaching you how to use not just social media as we traditionally know, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. So we do focus on all of those things, how to leverage them to your advantage, but we also go a little bit further and we look at using WhatsApp, SMSs, we look at creating e-signs, e-books, so we look at a whole lot of different processes, support mechanisms. Remember, the whole idea behind creating sales decks, the whole idea behind a multi-channel communication strategy is to enhance the engagement, enhance the connection, and enhance the perception. In other words, we want to also exhibit expertise. So when we go and see our clients, they already know what our expertise is. They're already aware that we can do what we say we can do.